Good evening, everybody. This is Frankie here with an update on Pullman, Washington's weather forecast. Once again, we have another windstorm on the way. Doesn't look quite as severe as last week's windstorm when multiple trees and power lines were brought down in the city of Pullman. But the forecast model does have maximum wind gusts up to near 50 miles per hour, and that'll be occurring. The strongest winds between about 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. is when we'll peak. So we could see some gusts past 50 miles per hour, but right now it just says 49 for Pullman. That's still pretty strong. That can cause some isolated tree damage and power outages. And especially if we get some of these stronger gusts to mix down to the surface, in excess of 50 miles per hour being possible across the Palouse, if we're able to mix that down to the surface. That would be a little more damaging, obviously. The stronger the wind, the more damage and hazard there is. So we currently are under a wind advisory for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and this will start at 6 a.m. We are going to see some rain begin overnight and maybe transition to snow just for a couple of hours, but that could be when the heaviest precipitation rates are occurring. So we can't rule out an inch or two of snow in some areas on the Palouse here, but really not expecting anything big or anything worth talking too much about. Just probably an inch or two of slushy accumulation at best in the Pullman area during the early morning hours, if we even see that. So another thing I want to get to is the rainfall amounts. The quantitative precipitation forecast over the next 5 days calls for over 1.5 inches of rain on the Palouse. You see that little purple area on the Palouse there across eastern Washington? That's where 1.5 or more inches of rain is expected to fall in the next 5 days. So eventually we may have some trouble with the creeks and streams around the area, so we'll have to keep monitoring that. They can only take so much water, so while the northern portion of Washington and western and central Washington are getting slammed with snow, we are getting just mainly rain. They're getting really hammered out there in central Washington, and central and northern Washington really getting hammered with snow. So it's been one of those winters where the Palouse here, we haven't had much snow. But I'm thinking probably Tuesday night into Wednesday is our next chance of accumulating snow. We'll probably see about 1 to 3 inches there. Again, no big snowstorms forecast. The temperatures are simply too warm. And even after this snow event, Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're going to warm right back up after that with more rain. So I'm very concerned about the potential for flooding later next week if we continue to get these successive bouts of heavy rainfall. You don't necessarily have to have snow on the ground to see flooding. You can just get a lot of rain and overwhelms the South Fork of the Palouse River. The Missouri Flat Creek has been known to flood back in 2019. That was a rain on top of very heavy snow event, though. So it would take a lot of rain to do that. But you still want to pay attention, because if we do get downpours for days on end, then it's possible we could see some flooding issues. So I'm not discounting that. But that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody had a happy holiday. But that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video.